Hey, business owners, should you be putting wide pay ranges in your employment ads in order to attract more potential candidates? Well, according to some recent research, the answer is no. But the answer isn't as simple as that. Kevin Weir, your Action Business Coach, and I want to go through some research that I just came across, and I found this article very intriguing. It's from Washington State University, and it was put out by the business school. And of course, the full disclosure, I am a Washington State University MBA grad, so I have intense loyalty. Washington State University has one of the best business schools on the West Coast, in my opinion. But I want to go through this this article that popped up from January 3rd. And it says here, as most states require employers to list compensation on job ads, its trending strategies to use a very wide pay range could potentially harm recruitment, according to Washington State University study. So this is a study that was published in the Journal of Applied Psychology. And what they basically did is that they surveyed a wide range of not only college students, but people who are actually applying actively for jobs and professionals. And they did a psychological study to see what the impact on a wide pay range would have upon what the impression the candidate have of the company. So as the comment here is just quote, and this is Christine Kuhn, Washington State University Carson College business researcher, said, quote, "It's not just a choice between including a pay range or not. How compensation information is communicated matters, and at least in this study, having a very wide range might send a negative signal to potential applicants." So the article goes on to explain one of the phenomena that's going on is that most job postings in the U.S. did not include numerical pay information. Now, in recent years, as the article states here, several states, including Washington, my home state, California, Colorado, and New York, have enacted transparency legislation requiring many recruiters to list pay range, in part because there's evidence it increases equity. Now, let's get straight to the bottom point here. If your state doesn't require this, I will basically tell you within the next 5 years, your state will. So this actually does apply to you, even if you're outside of Washington, California, Colorado, and New York. So definitely need to pay attention to this. So again, we talked about the different gaps. So the study basically saw gaps as 50,000 or more between the low and high point, while others saw ads with a narrow gap of about 10,000. The candidates then responded to questions about their perceptions of the organization posting the ad. So as the study went, there's a lot of negative feedback on perceptions of companies with really wide pay ranges, that there was dishonest, disingenuous, ludicrous, negative numbers. But here's the thing, and so now we have to understand, oh my God, I can't put wide pay ranges in place. I have to make them really narrow. Not necessarily. I want to take this last paragraph in this article, and I want to break it down, and what does that mean for you, the business owner? And so what Dr. Kuhn says here is, quote, "There's probably a Goldilocks area of just the right pay range where it gives an employer some flexibility without sending negative signals to prospective applicants," says Kuhn. Also, while from a legal standpoint they may be required to advertise an expected pay range, employers and job candidates can still negotiate. Now, let's talk a little bit about wide versus narrow pay range. One of the things, again, I did not get a chance to go into the actual study itself because I don't have an account with Psychology Research Magazine where they publish this in. But one of the things that a lot of this is probably position dependent. If I am putting an ad out for, say, a production worker, what's the mindset of that production worker? They want predictability. Therefore, a wide pay range is going to be a massive turnoff. Now, let's go to the other way. A salesperson. A salesperson is going to want to see opportunity. And even it talks about this in the article here, that there's possible room for growth without needing a promotion to another job. A lot of salespeople want to see that, hey, I've got a huge top end possible if I come to work for your company. Now, so that's one of the caveats to this study. The second thing that the study wasn't designed to measure was how well is the ad written outside of the pay range. Because here's the thing, too many employers do what I call the prisoner of war ad approach. Name, rank, and serial number. In this case, it's basically, what's the position, duties and responsibility, pay range, and that's it. Here's the thing is that in a job ad, you are selling your company. You are selling the benefits of why they should come work for you. You need to put some sizzle on that steak. Too many job ads don't have that sizzle, so when somebody reads it and they go into the second, third sentence, they're basically turned off because it's just that prisoner of war ad approach. And next thing you know, even they may go straight down to the pay range, not like the pay range, and they don't apply. So it's a balance here. When you write your job ad, you need to focus in on the benefits that the company can bring to the person who applies. What's your culture like? What's your vision? Why is it such an exciting environment for somebody to work there? What's the opportunities? Get that person excited about working for you even before they hit the pay range. And then when they hit the pay range, take a look at narrowing the pay range down for somebody who's more production, safety, and security minded, somebody who is a senior executive and or an aggressive salesperson, maybe widen that out. So you have to take a look at this in a whole systems process. I love the study. I'm sure the study really narrowly defined that pay range and the impression, and I think it's valid. But you have to look at that bigger picture of a well-written ad which brings sizzle to the company, sells the company to you as the reader, gets you excited, has an appropriate pay range, and a solid call to action so that they actually do apply. So I'm going to link this article below so that you can take a look at this. But if you need some help on recruiting employees, why don't you go ahead and click on below for either a 15-minute or 30-minute strategy session, probably a 15-minute strategy session with me, so that we can go through what do you need to work on to recruit better people, and maybe in some respects even be a better manager. Maybe that's one of the challenges is that you need help on managing your team. We can talk about what needs to be done to be a better manager. Well, I hope this is helpful. Read the article. Why don't you also comment below what you think about that study. Hope to talk with you soon.